Hey everybody, welcome back to Grumpy's Great Outdoors. I'm really excited about this video because what we're going to cook. We're going to cook skirt steak on the Santa Maria cooker. I've talked about the Santa Maria cooker back in my very first video where I showed all the different accessories to the Weber Kettle. I'll put that link to that video right here, and we're going to finally use it. The weather's finally nice enough to where we can use it. So actually the cooker's right here. You've seen this thing before in the video I did. It's got the ability to raise and lower. We're going to be using some actual wood as opposed to just charcoal. We're going to use both. We're going to have some post oak wood we're going to use in there. So all we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and make the marinade. We've got the marinade made. We're going to put the skirt steak into the marinade and let it marinate for 24 hours. Then we'll put it on the kettle tomorrow. So let's go ahead and put it in here. Now, this marinade, I've already made it up. It is, it's actually very easy marinade. Everything's liquid except for some minced garlic. You need 3 or 4 cloves of minced garlic. You can either buy that or mince it yourself. I've got a mincer, so I did it real quick. But it's got red wine vinegar, soy sauce, extra virgin olive oil in it, some honey, salt and pepper. I've not put salt in it yet because I'll put salt on it tomorrow when I go to put it on the grill, but it does call for some pepper, so I put it in there. Already got that made, save us some time. I'll put the recipe, of course, to the marinade in the description below. But we'll get this skirt steak into the marinade. We're going to leave it there for 24 hours. Skirt steak's actually a pretty fatty piece of meat, as you can see. But we'll get it in here, and we're going to just use a Ziploc bag. I could use a vacuum sealed bag, but this is just as easy. Actually, it's easier. We got 2 pieces we're going to do. We'll get this all spread out through here and on the meat, and we'll get it in the fridge for the night. I'm going to leave it in this casserole pan because I don't want it to leak everywhere again. Happened before I got in trouble. We have the marinade all over the meat, and we'll let it sit there all night and get it all over this meat and lay in this casserole dish so it doesn't spill everywhere. But yeah, nonetheless, we'll put it in here and have it in the marinade all night long. And tomorrow we'll come out. We'll set it out of the fridge, probably a couple hours even before we cook, because we want to get close to room temperature as we can get to help with the tenderness of it. Then we'll cook it on the Santa Maria cooker, and we'll have some really good meat. I'm not sure what the family's going to want to do, if they want to do tacos, fajitas, or if they just want to have it strip steak, kind of just cut up in strips. But nonetheless, we'll figure out what we want, and we'll do it, and we'll see it tomorrow. See you guys soon. All right, folks, we got our skirt steak coming to room temperature. Got it out of the fridge now, still sitting in the marinade, but coming to room temperature, getting a little bit warmer before we put it on the Santa Maria cooker. But I thought what we do now, while waiting on it to get warm and warm up to room temperature, we'd make our chimichurri sauce. Now, this is a pretty easy recipe as well. Doesn't call for much of anything other than some leafy stuff and some minced garlic, again, a little bit of liquid. So actually, I'll put the recipe down below, but it's pretty simple, guys. It's just some parsley, about a cup of parsley, some oregano leaves, some garlic, which is what I've got in this container here. I'll put it into here now. Now we've got to add some red wine vinegar, about a 1/4 cup of that. And a 1/4 cup. Just pour it slowly over top of this. Now we go ahead and zap it now before we add our olive oil, because it's going to be a lot of olive oil and it gets a little too big. So we'll zap it here a few times and get it minced down here. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now we add 1/2 cup of olive oil. Add this in. Let's mix this together. Very nice looking chimichurri sauce. Bring you up closer and let you look at that. Okay guys, here's our completed chimichurri sauce. It's got the parsley leaves, the oregano leaves, some extra virgin olive oil, and some red wine vinegar, as well as some minced garlic. About 4 cloves of minced garlic I put in there. So it again, it's kind of boring by itself. If you tasted it right now, it'd be very boring, very bland. But when you add it to steak and you get that good beefy flavor you're going to get to the skirt steak, especially with the marinade we put the steak in, man, it's going to be out of this world good. So our next step is to get our charcoal going, along with some wood logs, some post oak wood, into the Weber Kettle for the Santa Maria cooker, and we will bring you back when we get that ready to go. All right, guys, see you in a bit. Okay, guys, we're getting rid of our charcoal. Now we're going to use actually lump charcoal for this fire, and we're going to do 2 baskets worth, and we're going to put them as soon as they get charred over. lit up really good. We'll put them in the bottom of the kettle and then add some post oak wood logs to it on top of it, let that burn down. So we got a little bit of time to go yet, but I'll show you how we're going to get this going. And I'll show you this lump charcoal right now. So what we've got here, guys, we've got some lump charcoal. I'll show you kind of get a view of it. It's actually just lump charcoal, is just bigger, heavier chunks, some smaller chunks. It's not consistent sized like you would say a briquette is. This is just different sizes. We're to get both of these chimneys lit and get them both going. Now this lump charcoal burns faster and hotter and less consistently than briquettes do. We don't care about that though, because we're actually going to burn some steaks pretty quickly, or not burn them hopefully, but we're going to cook them pretty quickly. So we don't care about consistent long burning. We want actually fast and hot burning. So we've got one of them going so far. We're going to light these little cubes down here, that lighter cubes we use, and get both of these going really well. Get them burned over. So when these get up and going, we'll pour them into the kettle and we'll put some wood on top of it. Hey guys, here's the kind of wood we're going to use. Actually, it's this post oak splits that we have. I use the exact same thing in my smoker. These are a little smaller to fit into the kettle, of course, but they burn great. We get that great post oak flavor. We'll make a little cabin formation like this out of them down in the charcoals once we pour the charcoals into the kettle. Now, once the steaks get up to room temperature or close to it and we get the fire ready, we'll bring them out and get them on there. We'll be back when we do that. Okay folks, our charcoal is now charred over. We'll go ahead and get it poured into the kettle and ready to go, and we'll put our logs on top of it after that. So here we go with one. Here's the other one. Now we'll get our logs put on and get our fire going. Now let that fire get going really good, and we will let it burn down a little bit so we get the wood already burning and get some embers we can cook over top of. We don't want serious flames coming up. We just want to get some good heat coming off of it, and that will post oak heat. So we will let these burn down and put them on. Now we're getting somewhere. We'll let this post oak catch real hold and get a good fire going, get the embers burned down a little bit. I tell you what, folks, if you'll press the like button right now, I bet you can probably smell this wood cooking. But only if you press the like button. Give it a try and see. That is skirt steak, been marinating overnight. That's why it's kind of a weird color. It's not bad steak. It's just been marinating in some soy sauce based marinade cloves. So it's ready to go, man. We're waiting on this fire to die down just a little bit, and we will be ready to go. Put the Santa Maria cooker on there. And once we get it going, we will have some steaks probably in just a little bit of time. That's what's nice about skirt steak. It's thin, so ready quicker than most. Okay, folks, we are ready to put our steaks onto the kettle, the Santa Maria cooker. We will see how it goes. We're going to get a good sear on one side and then turn it over, get a sear on the other side, and then raise it up and let it cook for a while. We will get these on. So get my gloves on. Lay these across here. So now we'll let this go for about a minute and a half, maybe not that long. Get a good char on these, good sear. Then we'll turn them over and sear the other side as well. And then raise it up and let it cook for a bit. Now we'll check them out. Turn them over and see how they look. Oh yeah, looking good. Good char. Oh gosh, yeah. That's pretty hot at times, guys. Let this go for a couple minutes or a minute or so, and then we'll raise it up. Get away from the heat a little bit, just let it cook for a while instead of searing. Instead of getting blistered like this, we'll let it just cook for a bit. So it gets char on there first. Good sear. Alright. Now let's raise it up a little bit. So now we're going to let it cook for a bit while it's up this high, and turn it over here in a little while and just kind of check our temperatures. We're going to go to about 135, 132, 135 in that range, because the carryover cooker can get it to 140, closer to 140, which is what my family likes, or most of the family likes. Some of us like it a little lighter than that, a little less done, a little more towards medium rare, but that's okay. This will be really good. And we'll slice them up, put some chimichurri sauce on it, and just dig in. All right, folks, we are ready. Our steaks have finished, and they've gotten to the 130, 135 range. A little closer to 140 actually, so we're going to pull them off here. Get them all off. And they're juicy steaks, that's for sure. That marinade is going to be terrific on here too, and the chimichurri as well. All right. There's our 5 pieces of skirt steak. All right, folks, we got our steaks ready. We're going to go ahead and cut one up and see how we did. Go ahead. Now we got to cut across the grain. The grain's running this way at an angle. I'm going to cut it diagonally across that grain. Definitely across the grain. The first piece will be a little bit off, but then the rest of it will be just fine. Ooh, it's hot. I'm going to cut it good and thin too. You want thin strips. It looks good, doesn't it? I'm really excited. I'll tell you what, guys. I bet you if you hit the subscribe button right now, you'll probably taste this steak. I know I told you earlier if you hit the like button, you can smell it, but now you can definitely taste it if you hit the subscribe button. So we're gonna take this and put it on this plate here, and we're gonna put a little chimichurri sauce on this and try it. Oh, this looks so good. Let's put a little chimichurri sauce on here and get us a little bite. What do you say? Let's mix this up a little bit. Try this with a little chimichurri sauce on it. Cheers, guys. Here we go. Oh. That is so good. So tender and juicy. That marinade's fantastic. The chimichurri sauce, excuse me, is very, very good too. I can't tell how good that is. That's so, so good. So tender and juicy. The marinade flavor is so good. So if you would, guys, do like and subscribe to our channel. I know I joked earlier, but I really appreciate any likes and subscribes you can give us. I appreciate that very much. And I'm not sure what we'll do next, and I'm not sure where you'll be, but I know you'll see me. You'll meet me at the smoker. See you there, guys. Take care.